Dowlat, welcome to the Council of Europe today. You're here to tell us something about what's going on in Camp Liberty, which was intended to be, as we know, a temporary camp for the people forced to leave Ashraf, where they had made a beautiful home for 28 years, and to come to a temporary camp where they have now spent 2 years and 9 months, I believe. Please tell us more about this alarming situation.
Thank you so much for giving me the chance and opportunity to share with you a major concern we have over the plight of some 3,000 Iranian refugees coming from the major opposition movement, the People's Mujahideen of Iran, who lived at camp at Ashraf in Iraq for some 3 years, as you mentioned. They built that piece of desert into a very modern city with gardens,
water,
flowers, and they built up a lot of constructions. They did it over in Ashraf, drinking water, electricity, and not only hospital centers for the residents at Ashraf, but also for some 20,000 Iraqi inhabitants that lived in some 15 villages surrounding
around
Ashraf. Exactly.
Yes.
Now, they were forced, after the security and safety of people at Camp Ashraf recognized under the Fourth Geneva Convention as protected persons, and also later recognized by the UNHCR as people of concern. When the United States government handed over the responsibility of protection in 2009 to the Iraqi government, unfortunately, we have seen a lot of breaches of commitments made by the then Iraqi government under Nouri Maliki in terms of the fundamental rights of the camp residents to be violated.
In these last 4 years, since America pulled out. Yes.
Exactly. And unfortunately, not only in terms of their safety and security, but also their most fundamental basic rights, such as having access to food, water, fuel, medical treatments, medical medicines, and all sorts of basic as well as equipments they needed in order to run the city.
In fact, a number of people have died in this last period without medical assistance.
Exactly. Yes. Well, actually, throughout the past 4 years, we had witnessed some 6 major deadly attacks by the Iraqi armed forces under Nouri Maliki, but at the behest of Iranian regime. It's a very totalitarian, brutal religious dictatorship that wants its major opposition to be destroyed, because people at the camp are almost recognized as tolerant, democratic, committed people for human rights, for freedom, democracy in Iran, even though they're Muslims, but there's a big distinction between their views and the approach of the mullahs. And so as their antithesis, they're almost under constant threat of the Iranian regime influencing through its proxies in the Iraqi government in order to threaten their lives as well as their minimum rights, fundamental rights.
So, Dowlat, we must hope that the UN will take note and will act against this kind of violation to human rights that we see going on now in Camp Liberty, which the name does not reflect the reality. And thank you very much for coming us here today representing the National Council of Resistance of Iran. And we hope that your words will be heard, and we wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica, for inviting me to your program.
You're welcome, Dowlat.